Okay, so this is my game. It's called Adventure Time Hunt for the Lich. Just a quick overview. Basically, I'm going to move around the land of Oo, which is this grid, and in the land of Oo, there's a bunch of spaces and things that will affect the game. And my goal is to get to the bottom of this deck, which has been shuffled, but at the bottom is Lich Land, which gives me access to fight the Lich. And once I get to the Lich, if I kill him, I win. If I don't kill him, I lose. Or if the other loss condition is if the turn track reaches past 18. So you start the game. I have all the rules up, but basically you start the game by shuffling these cards and drawing 4. This is your starting hand. There's the turn phases right here. So number 1 is move the turn track, so I'll move it to 2. Number 2 is resolve your cards and powers in any order you like. So there's 3 different characters. There's Finn, Princess Bubblegum, and Jake. Right now I'm Finn, which means that I have 10 health, and my power is that I do +1 damage per turn. And I'll show you what damage does as we play, but, oh, oops, I drew an extra card. So, looks like I got 2 move and 2 damage. So, movement allows me to pick a direction on the map, and I flip over a tile and make sure that the arrow is pointing the direction that I'm going. So, I'll flip over a tile. I didn't choose a direction, but I want to go to the left. So, I'll place the tile, and then I step into the room. Each room has a path that's the easiest way to follow. You can move in directions that aren't outside, like that aren't following the path, but it costs 2 movement instead of 1 to move out of that tile. So let's say I want to move from this tile over to this space in the grid that hasn't been explored yet. Because that doesn't follow the path, it costs 2 movement. But as far as movement goes, I'm just going to continue. This token, it means for stepping into the room, I get 2 coin, but that's not the order of resolving rooms. So when I move into a room, I need to roll for monsters and then collect coins. So first I'm going to roll for monsters. I got a 2, so 1 actually spawns. Oh, and I should probably mention there's a little 3 out of 20 here, and that's the odds that a monster spawns. So if you get below, if you get a 3 or below, a monster will spawn in this room. So a monster spawns, and I will collect my coins. And then also, what's special about monsters is that you cannot move out of rooms until they're defeated. So it looks like I get the evil red giant, which has health of 5, and I get a reward of 3 coins for defeating him, and he does 2 damage to me per turn. So after I have moved into a room, I only have 1 other move left, but I'm not going to be able to use this because I only have a total of 3 damage that I can do with this damage card, and my power. Finn lets me do 1 extra damage per turn. So I'll play these 2 damage cards as well as this move because I just played it. And that will put 3 wound tokens on this evil red giant. So I can't use this move because there's a monster in my space. So it's then the shop phase, which lets me buy anything from over here in the shop. And the shop cards are just these cards right here. These are the cards to help me build my deck. But basically, I have nothing that I can buy right now because they're all too expensive. I could buy Finn's Leaf Sword actually because that actually costs health. So I would lose health on the health track, but I'm not going to buy that right now just for simplicity. Basically, I will take 2 damage right now because it's the monster phase now because I just finished the shop phase. So it's the monster phase and the monster does 2 damage to me. So I'm now at 8 health instead of 10. And then I get to draw 4 more cards because it's my it's back up to the top of my turn phase. So I move the turn track 1, so now it's at 3. I'm just going to continue gameplay here, and I'm not going to explain too many more rules because that's pretty much all of them. I guess I'll explain some of the rules about the places when I get there, but now I'm just going to go through and play the game. So I killed the monster. He is eliminated from the game. You get 3 coin for killing him. I'm going to resolve the move. Go this way. Finn's Mine Vault. Finn's Mine Vault is a special room, actually, that makes it so that I instantly lose the rest of my turn. So this damage just goes away. I can't do anything else. But I do still have to roll for monsters. I got a 4, so nothing spawns because this is a 3 out of 20 as well. And there's a coin for entering this room. So because I entered Finn's Mine Vault, my turn phase is over, and I have to actually start my next turn phase, so I don't get an opportunity to buy anything from the shop. So I move the turn phase track. I'm out of cards, so I'll shuffle these back. Draw 3 more. Movement, damage, movement, and a damage. I'll resolve this movement. I'll actually resolve both of these movements at the same time to move this direction, which is through the forest. So it costs 2 movement instead of 1 because it's not the simplest path, but this is a dead end pretty much. So the simplest path would be to go back and then forward somewhere else, but I'm just going to move this way instead. Okay, this is an interesting room, but I first resolve monsters. 10, nothing spawns, it's a 4 out of 20 room. I then resolve coins. I get coins for entering it, and all I have left is damage, but there's no monsters and I have no more movement, so I'll go discard. But now it's the shop phase. And I can buy some stuff, so I will spend 3 coins for this +2 damage card, and I'll spend no, I take that back. I'm not going to spend that. I'm going to spend 5 coins for this +1 HP card. That's Jake's Bacon Pancakes, and then that'll conclude my turn. I'll refill the shop. You refill the shop immediately as you pull cards from it. And then it's the monster phase, but there's no monsters, so it's my turn again. I move the time track. Damage, move. Okay, as well as, so this special symbol is described on one of these cards, but basically you rotate it clockwise clockwise after every time you end your turn in that room. So because I ended my turn in that room, it rotates counterclockwise. I have 2 moves. I'm going to move there, back to the treehouse, and the treehouse is a 0 out of 20 room, so I don't have to worry about a monster spawning right now. And then I will move again. I'll go to the right this time. So this is an interesting room because this one is it's described on one of these cards, but it's basically the Candy Kingdom. If I roll a 10 out of 20, and it's King Oo's Candy Kingdom if I roll a 1 through 9. And then so I'll roll for which kingdom it is. So it looks like I got the King of Oo's Kingdom because I got a low roll. I got a 1 through 9. And then the King of Oo Kingdom is 8 out of 20 chance to spawn a monster, and I don't get, okay, so luckily I rolled a 9, so no monster spawns. But that's the end of my turn because I don't have there's no monsters and I don't have any more movement. So I'll draw that again, shuffle my discard deck back into my draw deck. 1, 2, 3, flip these cards over. Okay, so it looks like I only got 1 movement. I forgot to advance my turn track as well, so I'll do that now. So it's a 6 total. I'll move again. I'll go to the right again because the Candy Kingdom is actually open access. So it looks like I step into another rotating chamber. I got a 20, so nothing spawns, and there's a coin for this, and I don't have any more movement, so that's the end of my turn, and this will rotate clockwise. Okay, draw 4 more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got a movement. Okay, so this is nice. So I got Jake's Bacon Pancakes, so I can resolve this card right now, and it will just heal me 1. So now I'm at 9 HP total. And then I got 3 movement, so I'm actually going to move this direction, so it's the cheapest cost path. And it looks like I got so the Fire Kingdom. The Fire Kingdom actually lets me discard cards from my draw deck or my discard deck. So I can pick cards from my draw deck and discard them if I want. I'm not going to do any of that right now. I might come back there to once I get a few more cards from the shop. But also I get a coin for entering that room because it's got the coin symbol on it. But I forgot to resolve monsters, so I'll do that now too. I got a 2 out of 20, so a monster does spawn. I also didn't move the time track, so I'll do that now. It's at a 7 now. So 2 out of 20, monster spawns. So it looks like I got a Royal Flame Guard, which has 3 HP. It does 2 damage, and it gives me 2 gold for defeating it. I only have movement right now, but because I'm Finn, I can at least do 1 damage to him. And then the rest of mine is movement, but since there's a monster, I cannot move out of this room. So I'll just discard those, and I'll reshuffle my hand. Oh, but then there is the shop phase, but I only have 4 coins, and I don't really want, no, I will buy Finn's sword. So this is going to cost me 3 coins. Put that in my discard. Flip this over and put it into the shop. 1 and 2. So flip these over. So I got, oh, and I will take 2 damage because of the fact that I was in the room with a monster. So now I'm at 7 HP. I got a damage, a move, and a move. So I can do 2 damage to the monster right now. So I'm going to do that, and that will kill him. He's eliminated from the game, and I get 2 gold for defeating him. I have 2 movement, so I'll move this direction. Flip over this tile. So it's Marceline's house. Marceline's house gives me a 4 out of chance spawning a monster. It's an 11, nothing spawns. I get 3 coin for entering that room, based on what it says. And then also Marceline's house is a special one. I get an extra turn, and there's no need to advance the time track. So that's only if I end my turn there. So if I end my turn here, I'll get an extra turn pretty much entirely. So I am going to end my turn there, which means that this turn, oh, but I did not advance my turn track this turn, so I advance it right now. But this time I will not advance my turn track, so I'll draw 4 more cards. And then I will, I don't have to move the time track this time. So I got a damage, and a damage. That's awful. So I can't do anything because I have no movement. That was just a really unlucky draw. But so now I do actually have to move the turn track because I'm drawing for my next turn. So at least I got, that terrible hand out of the way for free, and it didn't actually move my time track. So I got some more cards. I got an HP card, so I'll resolve that. So I bump up an HP. And I got a movement, and a 2 damage. Marceline's house, I can move anywhere. Go right there. So I got a 4-way crossroads, so that's good. It's a 3 out of 20 chance for a monster. Roll for it. 15, nothing spawns. I get a coin for entering. I've been saving up as well for a Hambo, which is a +1 HP and a +2 movement. So I can hopefully buy that pretty soon now. But that was a movement. I'll spend another movement to go in this direction. Okay, this is awesome. So I got Prismo's Time Room. Prismo's Time Room is a 0 out of 20 chance of spawning, and you actually can't enter it ever again. So I get Prismo's Time Room. It says I can pick any 1 free item from the shop. So I can just pick one of these items. I'm actually going to take Hambo, because that's the one that I wanted. And then it also lets me teleport into any unknown location or any visited or unvisited location. So I can teleport down to here, and you pick the direction you're going in as well. I'm going to be coming down. So Pillow Land, which is a 0 out of 20 chance of spawning. I lose an HP for entering it because that's just a reference to the series. Losing HP, so I'm at 7 now, plus 2 coins. There's no chance of the monster spawning in there, and there's no monsters, and I have no movement, so my turn's over. But it's shop phase now. Oh, I forgot to refill this for getting an item from the shop because of Prismo's time room. So Joshua's Demon Sword is a pretty cool move, or a pretty cool card, so I'm going to buy that. That's the one that just came out, and it costs 6, so that'll go into my discard. Restock the shop. Oh, it looks like I got the backpack, so that's a really good card in the shop. Oh, can I buy it? No, I can't buy it. Of course, it's expensive. Okay, it looks like I got a move, a damage, and a damage. So I'll move up. Goodness. So there's a 3 out of 20 chance of a monster spawning. 19, no monster spawns. I get a coin for entering. And then I have another movement, so I'll go to the left this time. Okay, it's the Nightosphere. So the Nightosphere is one of the harder rooms, but first I'll resolve the monsters, which I do get one because I got a 5. The Nightosphere is a 12 out of 20, so it's a pretty high chance of a monster spawning. And then also 2 monsters spawn in immediately once you enter the Nightosphere, so so I'll have a total of 3 monsters here. And I have a total of 3 damage that I can do. So I want to try to kill something that's going to do a lot of damage to me. I can kill the Oozers because I'm thin, so I do an extra point of damage, and I have 2 damage cards right now. And I already expended these 2 movement cards. So I use these 2 damage cards, wound token, and Finn's power. And this monster has 3 HP. It gives me 3 coin for defeating it, and it would have done 2 damage to me. So I get 3 coin for defeating it. I skipped the shop phase because I'm not going to buy anything. Then there's the Scorcher, which is going to do 6 damage to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the Zombie Candy Person, who does 1 damage to me, and that kills me. So I died, which is unfortunate. I probably should have bought a few more HP cards and maybe a few more damage cards. The Scorcher is also a pretty hard fight, and I'm thinking about nerfing him, but we'll have to see. Had I gotten to the Lich, which was only 3 tiles away, I would have had to fight the Lich, which would have been, the Lich has 12 HP, and he does 3 to 4 damage depending on the attack, but he has 12 HP, so he's tanky. He doesn't do too much damage, but he's pretty tanky. Basically, movement is kind of key early on, so you can get to the Lich really fast. And then once you've kind of explored the land, you can use some of these unique abilities. So, for example, the Candy Kingdom actually is -1 to the shop, but Princess King of Ooh Kingdom actually increases the cost of items in the shop. But I didn't buy any items in the shop during that. So all the spaces have pretty unique abilities. And they're all listed here. Yeah, basically it's a deck building game though, because there's a couple cards in here that let you discard cards that you don't want from your draw pile or your discard pile, and same with the Fire Kingdom, which lets you discard cards from the game permanently from either your draw pile or your discard pile. But I lost. That's actually not a terrible thing. Maybe I need to make the game easier. I'm thinking I'm gonna nerf the Scorcher because that was That was a pretty nasty defeat from the Scorcher. But basically, that's the entirety of the game.